always get so gassy when I start recording. Hey everybody, I'm Bram, and today is not my birthday. One thing that I wanted to talk about today specifically were these kind of con artists that we see around the internet these days, the ones who drive all these super nice cars and they post all these pictures in these private jets, and they promise people who sign up for their classes that they'll be able to have these things too. Or they'll be like, hey, if you want to change your life forever, you should get into Amazon drop shipping or something like that, and basically resell other people's stuff to make money off of it. Most of the times, these people are making their livelihood off of you buying their products. Some of the channels that reach out to me as kind of being scams are the Video Creators channel, Roberto Blake, a few other of these channels that kind of promise that they can teach you something that is like a secret, or like this well-kept hidden tip to becoming rich and famous and successful at whatever the thing is that you're trying to be doing. I'm sure they're nice people, but again, they're not actually teaching you anything that you shouldn't have to just go out and learn for yourself. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe this is an opinion, maybe the stuff that they make actually does help a lot of people in the sense that it can teach you pitfalls to avoid and things to not run into, and there's no problem with education and things like that in general to begin with. But again, in a lot of ways, they're just trying to upsell you. They're trying to sales funnel you. And the problem with the sales funnel like that is that what are they actually helping you with? What are you actually gaining from them? You give them money, but in exchange, there's a course that you may or may not finish. There really is no secret that you couldn't figure out on your own by just doing it and being proactive with what you're trying to build. You can tell that there's some content out there where they will say that this is life-changing. Like, you implement these 4 steps and then all of a sudden your life is going to be completely different. You're going to be in these nice cars and you're going to be surrounded by all these attractive people, and you're going to be able to do all the things that you want because you're going to have infinite money flowing out of your pockets, and you're going to be able to do it in 30 days or less. The problem with that is that these people, again, are just selling you snake oil. They don't lose anything by you not making millions of dollars. And in fact, their business model is basically just, okay, if I can get 10% conversion rate on people who are actually watching these videos to buy my online course or my book or whatever. So they're looking at their profit margins, and they're actually pretty insane for an online course. And the information that they're providing generally isn't even helpful or isn't information that's useful into a person's life. Now, it stands to be said that there's a lot of things that a person can do to actually provide more value as a business, but a lot of those things just need to be found out from just kind of like living amongst your customers and living amongst your audience and living amongst your fan base and seeing the things that are actually important to them rather than the things that you think are going to be important to them. You don't want to fall for big promises, especially the ones that can't be upheld. If a course promises you that it'll change your life in 30 days and you'll become a guru or have your own private jet or Bill Gates, that course is overpromising its value, and their whole livelihood is based off of you actually buying that course. And when they say, I made $1,000 from selling online courses, they made $1,000 selling 10 copies of their online course for $100 to people about selling online courses. So it's like a kind of a win-win model for them and a lose-lose model for everybody else, because they're not actually teaching you anything is the problem. These businesses like to prey off of what are called the core human drives. Basically, all of these things have to deal with feeling like you're acquiring status or wealth, or feeling more comfortable with who you are. This just ties back into Maslow's hierarchy of needs. People need to have food, they need to have shelter, they need to have water, they need to have relationships. After that, it's about self-actualization. It's about climbing up the ladder and becoming the person who you want to become and feeling good about the conclusions that you've drawn about your own life. With these businesses of people who are sitting in their garage and sitting with their Lamborghinis and stuff like that, is that they're effectively pitching that they can sell you the secret that got them that thing. And most of the time, people who actually have Lamborghinis went out and bought them. I mean, there's no secret. They had enough money to pay for them. You have to keep in mind also that education in general is less valuable than just doing something. You won't really know what's going to happen to your business until you actually start building it. For example, with me, I started this blog, YouTube channel about 2 months ago, and there are some videos that I put a lot of time into that just don't get any watches at all. And then there's some videos that I put less in time into that get a lot of feedback and a lot of kind of like views and hits and stuff like that. So you never really know what's going to work out. So to, drop $100 or $200 or whatever these people are asking for their courses that are going to change your life when you're just getting started is effectively not helping you on the right path. When I spoke to Max Hurton for my podcast, there was one thing that he said that really stuck out to me. He mentioned that when he learns a new skill like piano, for example, or violin, he'll go out and find someone who's a master at that and learn that from them. The problem with trying to learn YouTube or passive income generation is that these are skills that can't really directly be taught because people just fall into them, similar to the way that the market just decides that something is a good product and something else isn't a good product. So if you're really trying to stand out from your competition and do work that you like doing, just don't think about it too much. Actually just get out there and do it. That is the difference that'll separate you from the people who bought these courses. A lot of successful YouTubers happen to just stumble into success. They have a combination of a winning personality and a message that people vibe with, and they also just like to do what they're doing. Having a mentor is super important to growing. But on YouTube, there's no such thing really as a mentor because everybody has their own channel. And I found this out myself. Again, like I said, I've been working with this channel for about 2 months now, and learning about what actually makes a channel successful doesn't really apply to what it's going to make your channel successful, because you either become a duplicate of the channel that you find successful, the one that you look up to, or you try and create something new. So in a lot of ways, taking these classes just ends up being useless and a waste of your time. I'm done ranting. I don't know what else to say.